have a very important topic we're going to cover. This is going to be unlike any of the things we've really talked about on this channel. So I need you guys to stay tuned, invite some people into the stream, and we are going to talk about what you can do about New York's new crazy controversial abortion law. Stay tuned. All right, we are back. I got some friends here with me, and you guys, if you want to, introduce yourselves real quick.
Hey, I'm JR.
My name's Allie.
We're the Dakins.
We've been married for 16 years.
I have a little bit of a raspy voice today, sorry.
You're good. Hey, so I know the Dakins. We all attend the same local church. We're looking at that camera just in case. So we attend the same local church in San Marcos, California, called the Movement Church, the greatest church. That's such a thing to say. That's such a weird thing to say. Like, we go to the greatest church.
Right.
But amazing, amazing family with an amazing story. And I had to share this with you guys because it's been a weird couple of days for me. And I'm going to have them share their story. But before I go into that, I was on my way to New York. Some of you guys know I was in New York this past weekend on the airplane to New York. I'm getting on the airplane. I open Twitter. I open up Twitter. I look at the trending things. That's kind of how I keep up with news and current events. And it has this headline of this new law that New York just passed, allowing abortion up until the point of, I think, 9 months in certain cases where the mother's health is at risk. And it was already at 24 weeks, which is crazy if you think about the size of a baby. 24 weeks. And this isn't a channel where I talk about this a whole lot. But it just my heart just sunk to my stomach, and I was just so disturbed with where this was all going and the need for more and more and more abortion rights and all these different things. And this is not about pro-choice versus pro-life. This isn't about geopolitical topics, but this is about something that I think we need to talk about, and I think is important for us to do something about. So this video is going to be about what you can do about New York's new law, and ultimately that has to do with all of us coming together and rallying behind people that are making a difference. So hence, this is where my friends come in. The Dakins, this is JR, Allie, amazing family. So now, you guys are in this process called 7,000 names, right? Where this is baby number 7.
Right.
And you're looking to raise 7,000 names to donate $7 to help you guys adopt baby number 7.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
How is it going?
It's actually going pretty incredible. I mean, we're in the home stretch. We've got a baby that is matched to our family. We have an incredible expectant mom. And we really there's a lot of cost that goes into private adoptions here in the States. And we were very intimidated by those costs, but we said, how could we do this so we could make this affordable for our family? So, I mean, we've walked out of the hospital technically 5 times because we have a set of twins with babies, and we've never paid $50,000 to the hospital to be able to leave. So we wanted to adopt. It's something that goes well beyond just where we are now.
Right.
And but the costs were always really intimidating. So we came up with this plan. Like, what if 7,000 people gave $7 and
you guys are beyond halfway there.
We are.
Yeah. We have 5 days left.
We do.
We have 5 days.
We do. We have 5 days left.
And look, here's the big idea, guys. Look, just to cut straight to the chase. Everybody that's watching this, everybody that's in the live stream, everybody that's watching this channel, I don't want this channel to just be about you guys. I don't want this channel to be just about me. I don't want this channel to be about, hey man, I'm gonna give you guys some good value and some good content, right? We hear this all the time, value and content, and in exchange, maybe you guys will support us on Patreon or listen to the music or buy some merch. You should do all that. But we're gonna think bigger. We're gonna dream bigger. Here's a family that has 6 kids, loves kids, loves family, and here's an opportunity for us as a community of people to rally behind them. They have a couple days left. If everybody that watches this video will probably get about 1,000 views. If you guys, every single person that watched this video gave $7 right now, it's in the description, it's in the comments, 7000names.com. this is a way of making our voice heard as people, to say that we believe in the value of life, that here's an option for us to put our money where our mouth is. I don't know about you guys, but one of the biggest frustrations, and I don't mean to be like a Debbie Downer or be negative, but one of the biggest frustrations I have about like the pro-life movement is that it's not truly a to me, and the people I know are part of that polarizing position that I share philosophically, but the community at large, is it's more of a pro-birth position. Yeah. Like they just don't want babies aborted. They just want babies born, but not really. They're not the first ones to go and adopt. They don't want to take the responsibility. They're not the first ones to go and adopt. They're not the first ones to go and help people adopt. They're not the first ones to be foster parents. They're not the first ones to go overseas and adopt, right? And we're going to talk about all these different things. We're going to talk about your guys' heart to be foster parents, your guys' heart to go overseas, your guys' why adoption costs so much money, $50,000. People are going to be like, well, why do you need $50,000? We're gonna cover all that. But this is one of my biggest pushbacks when I get on this, when we have this conversation. It's polarizing, and again, this is a personal thing for me. We're not going to get into why, but this is something that as a church community at large, I feel like a lot of us in the Christian churchianity world have kind of failed at, which is not just being pro-birth and pro-life, but actually really being pro-life, like really being about helping mothers out there take the option of adoption and not end these pregnancies, whether it's out of inconvenience, whether it's out of whether it's rape or incest. Like, those things do happen, inconvenience, birth, whatever the thing is. Like, we need to put our money where our mouth is, and we need to get behind opportunity. And I say this, opportunities, right? I don't use that word a lot, but an opportunity to help this family. There are 4,000 names. That means 4,000 people, myself included. A lot of my friends have given, $7 and more. You guys just got a text message today that a church gave like an obnoxious amount of money.
Almost 500 names.
500 names.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
there's so many people rallying behind us. And so I want us to see this channel, this opportunity, as a way to rally behind people and to do something with our voice. And instead of just saying, oh man, the world's so evil, the world's so dark, look at all this terrible stuff, here's an opportunity for you guys to do something about it. Tell us about your heart about kids and family. Like, just briefly share, JR, if you want to start, like, your heart for family. And what, you guys have 6 kids. I have 1. Right? So tell me, like, I don't even have to tell me why you have 6 kids, but like your heart for family. Just talk about that a little bit.
Right. I don't need to go into the birds and the bees.
No, you don't have to do that.
Where our heart for family, man. It stems back, from when we first started dating, even, and just talking about what family meant to us. And we both came from different homes. And as our family just kind of developed, as it grew, I found more more purpose, like more desire to really instill legacy into our kids, and more than just, something that God has really been working on me lately. I've shown them what it means to be a hardworking father. What do you do for work, if you don't mind asking? So I'm a nurse practitioner.
You showed up here in the scrubs, like coming from work. You're sick,
right?
And you're we're not gonna say you're a sick nurse because that'd be weird. But you're not feeling great, and you're here, and you came from work in your scrubs. I was like, dude, just keep the scrubs on. I think they tell a cool story.
Mama wasn't happy.
And how many hours a week do you work?
Like 60 to 70.
Yeah.
A lot.
And on top of being a husband.
On top of being a husband and
a dad.
Yeah.
Right.
And he works like that because we've made the choice to have me be home.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something that's not for everyone. I think it's incredible that women have positions that they get to be a part of and give back. But I didn't know I wanted to be a mom until we had been faced with the challenges to become parents.
Yeah.
And it was really our firstborn that like shifted everything because, when you think of children and family, you think of the idea, but like every person is just one individual. And like that kind of age old, like everyone has a purpose, like, well, they do. And then when we continued to have our children, each one was so unique and so different. And it didn't become a number. It became, this is our family.
Right.
We had people that were like, oh, well, you've got so many. What's one more? Right. Well, I mean, it's a whole nother life.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother human being.
Yeah.
That's not just what's one more, it's a whole nother existence.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So aside from like, just teaching them what it means to be hardworking, I've found myself in this place now where I'm like, yeah, I think they got that part down.
Yeah.
Like, where are we going to go together as a family?
Yeah.
Where we're going to grow beyond just the stuff that we put our hands to.
Right.
And what's going to stretch out for generations from here on out.
Right. Man, that's beautiful. And that's inspiring. And and me and my wife have talked about adopting as well at some point. I want to show some pictures of your family.
Yeah.
You guys could describe these. You're not going to be able to see them, but I'll be able to see them.
Okay.
Which is cool. So here's all the kids.
That's the crew.
That's when we look good.
Yeah.
That's definitely not every day.
You have some beautiful kids.
Yeah.
All different color hair and
Right.
and
We're
they're
repopulating the earth with redheads, you guys.
Yes. And you guys post this little thing from church every week. It's like
Our Dear Sundays is a hashtag.
Our Dear Sundays. Yeah, I love it. I'll show another photo of you guys.
Yeah.
Baby number 7 with the pink backdrop.
Yes.
I freaking love this photo.
It's rad. It's us saying, like, here's our hashtag, 7 for baby 7.
$7 for baby 7. And then this I think is super dope, and I'm very excited to see my name and Levi's name and Monette's name on this huge wall you guys have of all the names.
It's so awesome.
That's so dope.
There are people on that wall that people have given for people, that fathers that have passed away, for children that didn't make it to be here on earth with their parents.
For babies that have yet to be born.
I mean, for people that hope to adopt someday. I mean, it has been incredible to see the people behind us. I mean, and it feels like $7 doesn't make an impact, but it does. I mean, it makes such a ripple effect in our life, and we get to see the lives. And I mean, consider not being born and imagine like this, like we're going to keep this for the child that we bring home.
Yeah.
And we'll never forget those names. Like, it's so incredible to see.
So dope. Now, you guys just got a picture of the baby.
Yes. Honestly, we got it the exact same day that the law came out.
Really?
The same day, I got a text message saying, I have sonogram pictures. And it was pretty profound. Yeah.
Wow. Let's show this picture. And how far along is she?
She's 35, 36 weeks. I don't know. She's due at the end of February.
So this is the sonogram.
Yeah, there she is. It's a little girl.
Is this the head is right here to our left?
Nope, over there.
Right.
Yep, there's the head. Yep.
There's the head. And man, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so amazing to partner with this woman because she's the mom. This is her child.
Yeah.
And you can think when you like sit and you think about adoption, like, why would she give up her child? Like, that is something that people say, and it's like I'm so thankful for the agency that we're working with because they are for her, and they're for her process that she's going to walk through. And we are absolutely doing an open adoption, which means we're not going to keep her out. She's going to know this child's going to know her, and she's not giving her child up. She's choosing to place her child in our family for us to become parents, but she'll never not be first mama. She's always going to be valuable, and we're always going to be able to pour into that relationship because isn't that what the church is supposed to do? I mean, we're supposed to step in, and that's what brought us to the decision to adopt in the States. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so I obviously have some questions that I think people might be thinking. So first of all, why is it so expensive to adopt a baby? We're talking about the $7, 7,000 names, $7 that I'm believing every single person watching this video is going to go give the $7. That's like less than a cup of coffee. You probably spend more on coffee of that every day. So contribute. But why does it cost so much to adopt a baby? You would think that if we're trying to eliminate babies being born out of wedlock and all these different things, right? Single parent homes. Why is it so expensive to adopt a baby stateside?
Yeah, so I will say, let me just interject this real quick. I felt that same way too. I was like, what the heck? This should be like This should be way easier.
People should be
than
paying
it is.
us.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Way
Yeah.
easier than
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But the longer that I'm in this process, the more I've come to understand, like, oh, that makes sense why that cost is tied in there. That makes sense why all of that paperwork, as annoying as it is, needs to be filled out.
Yeah.
And you think about it, if there's a reason, like if there's a designation for something, it means that probably some mistake was made beforehand.
Right.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the hoops that you have to jump through, honestly, is because of bad stuff that has happened before that.
So are we talking more like bureaucratically bad stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I would say, like, we're not professionals. I mean, we're just a family.
Yeah.
And we can only speak from our experience. And
For real. Yeah.
agencies, I mean, they're people. They're made up of human beings that went on to get an education,
Yep.
and this is how they provide for their family.
Right.
Like, they just landed in the adoptive community where they wanted to make a difference, but they still need to pay bills. And so,
The social worker that did our home study, like, it's a real person
Yeah.
who is working, and this is what they do.
I mean, he's a nurse practitioner, and
Yeah.
he would love to give away free health care, but like
Right.
he's talking about
Right,
billing
right,
people.
right.
This is a thing. It's people's lives, and so then there's legal fees, there's agency fees. Like, these agencies, I mean, the biggest way that they spread their agencies' efforts is through ads on social media, on Facebook, on the different. So they're
Marketing,
spending so much money on their marketing to be able to draw people in, so they have a place that they feel safe. There's so much that goes into it, and then there's also birth mom expenses. They provide stuff that like healthcare, just help. I mean,
Probably the actual expense to give birth to the baby, right? Because that's like
yeah.
$5,000 to $10,000
Right.
Yep.
just in that alone.
And then like they offer professional counseling for the woman afterwards, and like support.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Wow.
really
and that
it's
kind of
just-
stuff, particularly with the agency that we're working with, man, that kind of support that they provide to that mom is like invaluable.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, we don't.
That's
She's
awesome.
walking out of the hospital without a child. Like, she needs
That's heavy.
to walk through grief,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's not just fluffy. Like,
Right.
this isn't just, I mean, it's profound that we get to have the joy,
Right.
but we see her too.
Right.
And we're thankful that the agency is going to do those things.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Like, we wanted to work with an ethical agency.
Right.
We wanted to make sure she wasn't being coerced, that
Right,
she was being supported,
right.
that she had an advocate, and she
Right.
does.
Okay, so another question. So foster
Yeah.
parenting. You guys started down that road, and a lot of people say, well, you can be a foster parent, being a foster parent's free, and right?
Right.
I'm just trying to think of
Yeah.
the so.
That's a good question.
So talk to me about, you guys started that process, and then that just didn't work out.
I mean, like, the door hit us in the nose.
Wow.
I mean, like, slam shut. They said the state of California, where we live, says, and that we actually moved here from Illinois.
Right.
And Illinois followed California's
Wow.
decision to say that any family that has 6 children under the age of 18 cannot be licensed to help at all. I mean,
Just strictly on that technicality.
yeah. I mean, they won't even look.
You would
into
think
the
if you have
family.
6 healthy, functional, happy kids,
Yeah.
they'd be like, here.
Right.
Here's
Yeah.
another-
Right,
you
here's
must be
another
doing
one.
something
Clearly,
right.
you've created
Yeah.
some systems to
Yeah.
make things work.
Yeah. No. It was
So literally just like 6 kids under the age of, nope, you can't, you're
No.
out.
I mean, and when we looked into it, our oldest was 8. So it was like 10 years. Like, the door was shut for their entire childhood. So it was
That's
actually
more
brought us
the
to tears.
yeah, that's
Like,
more of like the bureaucratic side.
Yeah.
That's just so heartbreaking.
Well, someone somewhere, an accident happened, and so they decided to just put a number on it
Right.
instead of actually looking
at
families
looking
that
at
are what
the
their motive is
Right.
for fostering.
Right.
versus-
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question. So, what about adopting overseas? A lot of people. I had a buddy, I think, adopt a baby from my buddy Mers. Shout out to Mers. They adopted from Ethiopia, a kid from
Yeah.
Ethiopia. How is that different, and what is that process like? I don't know what that cost, what it didn't cost. Like,
The
how does
cost
that work?
isn't. I don't think it's much different, but I mean, it really just came down to, like, honestly, like, we'd moved to California a couple years ago. He was getting his master's. We took a break. We really wanted to do foster care when we had 1 child, and then we had 3 children. And then 4 and 5 came real fast, and number 6 was actually very intentional. She's actually an adopted embryo. There wasn't nearly as much
Whoa.
like legal. It's a different story.
Yeah, that's probably another show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had, when we got to that point where knowing we couldn't do foster care, we came here and we're like, let's just check into it. I'm like, am I crazy? Do I just love babies? Like, do we need to move on? And we just, here we are.
Am I crazy? Do I just love babies?
Yeah, like I had to find that out.
Yeah,
Like, she was
yeah.
3 years old turning 4, and I just wanted to, like, I didn't want a child
Yeah.
for me, like,
Yeah.
and we sat down, we were like, let's just kind of separate and
Yep.
kind of pray and
Yep.
spend some time just kind of considering, should we close this door?
Right.
And we both, I mean, domestic adoption was the farthest from our mind. I mean, I'd gone to Peru when I was 18 years old. We're talking 19 years ago, and was really moved by true orphans, like children on the streets without parents. And so I always thought if we ever did adopt, it would be internationally. But our hearts just like just a whirlwind spin towards adoption here because of unexpected pregnancies. And for a woman to actually be able to walk into a medical professional office and be told when she's in the most vulnerable place in her life that she can take care of the problem, and yet she decides to actually continue on and care about the life, to actually share her womb. Like, it was just moving for us to think we could actually partner with a woman.
We want to support them.
Yeah.
We want to be able to
especially when you're in that position and a lot of the pressure is to just abort the baby. Just just quick, it's done. Do this. So I think that's very commendable to you guys, man, to stepping up, saying you have 6, not being fearful, going after it.
It's fear, but we've continued.
Right. But I mean, doing a campaign of this magnitude, like doing a campaign and saying, all right, like 7,000 names, right? 7,000 names. And you guys, we're past the 4,000 threshold, right? So
we just hit it.
Just hit it. Like, while you guys were here, you got the text message from the church in Illinois, giving 500 names. So how it works, again, real simple, guys. 7000names.com. It's in the description. I'm going to show you guys the website so you guys could all see it. And you guys kind of explain if you want to, what the website, how this works. So here it is. Okay. So you see our goal. So they actually passed this number
so
of
still
names.
Need to update
we got to be updated.
They're at 57% of the goal. Let me pull up the website again and try to scroll down. Let's see if it'll let me scroll down. Yeah. And you just go in right to this website, 7,000 names. You put your name.
So it says how many names. So if you have a family of 4 and you want to give for every one of your families, you'll click on that box. It'll drop down. You click 4, and in the messages you add your names.
Yeah. And then you put your name, your phone number. You don't have to put your phone number.
You have to put your phone number. You have to put your email.
You have to put your email. How many names? You can leave a message.
And then when you hit submit, it's actually going to pop up a credit card.
It'll be a window pop up.
And
if I could add something real quick.
Yeah, please.
If you scroll to the message part. Yeah. Yep. In there, we've had some amazing stories from people that just share like why they're giving, who they're giving for and why they're giving. So don't, like, if you see the message and you just want to throw your name in there or whoever's name, great, that's awesome. But if you have something that you want to share with us,
it means so much.
We read each and every one of those stories. I mean,
and they're so moving because it's kind of a funny thing to think I'm going to give $21. Like, you don't really give that type of number to someone, but we get we're getting these gifts and donations in these $7 increments, and it's so awesome to see the names that come in and the stories behind them. So it means a lot to us. We love it when people just write their names, but it means a lot to us to see the why behind and the belief behind, like, that your $7 is making a difference, because we believe it. You know that story in the Bible where you see Jesus taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish?
Yep.
That's really where this stemmed from. Like, it was this, here's our idea.
Right.
And we're going to watch God multiply it. It felt like so simplistic in our faith. Like, okay, God, we're going to see what you want to do. Yeah. Here's our faith. We're going to ask you to bless it, and we're going to see you move through people. We wanted to bring community in. Yeah. Yeah,
it was that's so awesome. And that's why I think, like, me leveraging whatever platform I have to bring visibility, the timing of this with me being on an airplane to New York, finding out about this new law, and you guys being in the last couple of days of the campaign. I was trying to get you guys here before I went to New York. Right. We weren't able to figure out scheduling, and I just think it's a timely issue. And I think the way we deal with these issues is we don't just complain about whatever laws are on the book, is we don't just whine about it, is we actually do something about it. And so here's your guys' opportunity to do something about it. I don't notice that I don't really push like buying our merch this hard or pre-ordering our albums because this really matters to me, and I think it's a really practical way that we as a community can gather behind this amazing family. And I these are not just like casual acquaintances. Like I know these guys. They're awesome. Like they really walk the talk. Their kids are next door right now playing with Levi. So that's what I'm gonna ask every single one of you guys to do, is to put down $7, make that donation, and help. Let's do something really dope. Let's do any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
I mean, maybe they could even add, like, in their comment, like, that they watched it with you. I mean, I don't know, something to be able to bring back and show, like, how this community actually brought us to wherever we end up, whatever.
Because it's been awesome, because we've seen so many people from so many different walks.
Yeah.
Like we know a lot of people kind of all across the country, and to see people from our history, people from our past coming in and being a part of the story now. We love seeing all the fingers that are going out and stretching out and reaching, that are being a part of this. So
I also want to say thank you so much, Ruslan.
Oh, of course.
I mean, I know it's kind of a bold step for you to step out and bring us in, and it means so much to us. We can't express how incredible it is to see support. It means a lot. So
well, thank you guys for coming, man. Appreciate you guys. Our Dear Life on Instagram.